This is Jason with MaxAmps.com, and this is your how-to video on how to storage charge and cycle a LiPo pack using the Hyperion EOS720i AC/DC charger. To start out with, you got to pick your correct balance tap adapter board. The charger comes with two, the blue Hyperion, the black Align Style JST XH. We're not going to be using this. The Hyperion taps are standard, so we're going to set that aside so there's no confusion. Second thing you're going to want to do is plug in your main charge leads, red to red, black to black. Take your LiPo pack that you're going to be working with. In this case, we're dealing with a 3-cell 11.1 volt MaxAmps 5250 pack. So we're going to plug in the main leads for that, and then we're going to go ahead and plug in the balance tap plug into the 3-cell port on the board. Okay, your next step then is to set up a memory position, if you haven't already, for the specific LiPo pack. We're going to use memory position number 1. Again, press enter, your memory position flashes. Use the up and down arrows to select your memory position. Once you've got the memory position you want, press your down arrow, go to battery type, hit enter, make your changes. You want to see LiPo on the screen there. Once that's done flashing, press down again. You're going to want to set up your cell count or pack voltage. We're dealing with a 3-cell 11.1 volt pack, so we need the screen to reflect that. Use the enter button, use the up and down arrows to make your choice. Select 11.1 volt 3S, we've got that. Move to your pack capacity. We've got a 3-cell 5250. The charger goes in 100 milliamp increments. Set your charger to 5300 milliamps. That way you'll ensure that this pack will get fully charged. So once that's done, go to your charge rate. Once you set the pack capacity, the charger automatically sets to a 1C charge rate, so we're already seeing 5.3 amps on the screen. That's done. Hit the enter button and then down again. You're going to see your temperature cutoff. If you're using the external add-on temp sensor, set your temp cutoff to 120 degrees. Press down, move to your safety timer. Safety timer set for 120 minutes. Standard charge time on an empty pack at a 1C charge rate is usually about 80 to 90 minutes fully balanced charge, so 120 is a good safety point. Once that's set, go to your TCS capacity, set it to 100%, fully charged pack. Next setting is your end action, your TCS end action. What you want the pack to be doing when the charge is complete is go into a maintain mode. What the charger will do is not charge it anymore, but it will hold its voltage where it's at until you shut the charger off and end the whole cycle. So leave that at continue. Go down to your TVC, leave that at 4.2 volts. Don't make any changes there, not necessary. You want the pack to fully charge at 4.2 volts per cell, so that's where you want to leave that. Next, go down to discharge. Your discharge rate at this point, we're going to leave it at 5 amps. And you can go down again, and your discharge voltage per cell. The charger comes stock set at 3.0 volts. I usually like to bump that up a little bit to 3.2 volts per cell, so we're going to set that there for the cell cutoff. And once that's done, then you go back to your main screen. Everything should reflect the pack that you're dealing with at this point. You've got the pack all set up now. What we're going to do is now press the enter button, start the charge sequence. You're going to see it say charge start solo mode. We want to go to store start solo mode. So basically what we're going to do is do a storage charge. Storage charge should be done if the pack is going to sit for a week or more. If you're not going to be using it due to bad weather, winter, whatever, put the packs at a storage charge. It's 60% of the pack's rated capacity, which in turn means this pack will charge to about 3100 milliamps. The charger will auto-detect whether the pack is already charged or discharged and deal with it accordingly. So if you're dealing with a charged pack, it's going to discharge it to 60% of its rated capacity. If you're dealing with a discharged pack, it's going to charge it to 60% of its rated capacity. Fairly simple. All you have to do at this point, once you're set to store start, is press and hold enter again. It's going to do its battery check. It's going to ask to verify the cell count. We're dealing with a 3-cell pack, which is correct. We hit enter again, and it starts. In this case, it is charging the pack to 60%. When it's done, The alarm's going to sound. At that point, press and hold the enter button, shut it off, disconnect. You've charged your pack. Now, the next step to the whole storage procedure is cycling. So about once every 3 weeks or 30 days, what you want to do is actually perform a cycle on the pack. This cycle consists of charging it, discharging it, and putting it back to that storage charge. There's no questions about it. It is something that needs to be done. Don't throw a battery on the shelf and come back 6 months later and expect it to be good. It's not going to work. So once you've got the pack store charged, the next thing you're going to want to do is go to your cycle setting. We're still on the same settings. We haven't changed anything. We're still in the same memory position. It's set up to deal with this pack. So what you're going to want to do at this point is hit enter, get back to your charge start sequence. At that point, use your arrow buttons to get you to the cycle mode. Your screen's going to say cycle start, and then at the corner down here, you're going to see it's basically C with an arrow pointing towards D. That means charge first, then discharge. You can switch that around. If you're dealing with a pack and store mode that's at 60%, I would leave it at charge, then discharge, because you're going to want to top this off first. So we leave that at C, then D. The next setting you're going to see is 1T. That's the cycle time, how many cycles it's going to perform when you do this. With a LiPo pack, 1 cycle is all that's needed, so you can actually leave that at 1T. It's going to basically means 1 time. It's going to charge pack up and discharge it. The time over here in the corner says 10 minutes standard. That's a cool down period between cycles. So if you do 2 cycles, it's going to let the pack cool down for 10 minutes before the second cycle starts. We're only going to do 1 cycle, so we don't need to even mess with that. We can leave it at 10 minutes. At this point, then, what you're going to want to do is press and hold the enter button. Again, we go through the battery check, verify that it's a 3-cell pack, hit enter, and we start the cycle mode. It's going to charge this pack up. Once it's charged, then it's going to kick in, discharge it. When it's discharged, the charger then is going to sound the alarm again. At that point, press and hold the enter button, shut the charger off. Now, you've got a discharged pack that's been cycled 1 cycle. You need to put this back to a store state. So then again, press your enter button, use your arrows, go back up to store start, solo mode, press and hold enter, battery check, cell verification, hit enter again for a 3-cell pack. Now you're going to do your store charge. Basically, hit 60% of its capacity, the alarm's going to go off, it's done, it's been stored again. Press and hold enter at that point, disconnect the pack from the wires, you're good to go. You've now done a store charge and you've cycled your LiPo pack and put it back into a store charge using the Hyperion EOS720i AC/DC charger. For more information on this charger and others we sell, visit MaxAmps.com.